Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
And he's beaten it.
Cross. And Dini had a bonus.
Good evening, welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV on this hot, sunny Sunday afternoon after the disappointment of yesterday's opening game at Stoke. We're going to discuss it all now with our guests, but don't panic, it's only one game gone. Remember, 45 games to go, so there's a long way to go. So no panic as far as I'm concerned, but disappointing performance, and we're going to discuss it all in the show tonight. Plus all the rest of the Sky Blues gossip, if we've got any, and comments, of course, from yourself. So get your comments in. Was it the correct team selection? Was it the performance of the individual players? Get your views in, and we'll read them out for you on this show tonight. So let's get them in then. Let's get the people in that we need to speak to. Miles, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Ken. How are you?
Not too bad. You enjoyed the sunshine in the garden?
I've had a great day, actually. I've been out in Stratford, a little walk around the market, cost me a few quid, and the missus a couple of items. Yes. And I went to the Phoenix pub in Stratford. Well, I normally DJ on the roof, but it's Luke Carter's turn this week, and he was DJing, okay. And had a few sherbets.
Nice. Yeah, why not? Why not, mate? Yeah, why not? You got your weekend, put your feet up. After yesterday, you need them, I think. Claudio, good evening.
We're killing. Hi, Claudio.
Good evening.
Good evening, Claudio. How are you? You've been out in the garden?
No, I've done a supermarket shop and then spent the whole afternoon defleeing the bloody cats.
Oh, okay. Nice job.
Does it look like he's been in the garden? He's as
not
white
really,
as
no.
So that's what I've been doing, and licking me wounds, basically. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sure we've got a lot to discuss on that. Joining us as a guest tonight as well is Lee Cowell. Lee, good evening. From the northern branch of Coventry City Supporters Club. How are you?
Evening, guys. How are we doing? I'm good, thank you, surprisingly.
Yeah, and you've been out and about today in the sunshine or not?
I've been playing golf today. Golf Society with a load of Leicester fans, and I won. Cash prize, couple of beers, great day out in the sun. Best way to get over yesterday's disappointment.
And why not? Why not, mate? Yeah, it's the best way because it was disappointing. First game of the season, we all look forward to it. Then we all get excited because football's come round after that long break, even though we did have the Euros, as we know. We all look forward to the first Ccfc City game. And to be honest, most of us expected to get 3 points yesterday. Miles, was it the right selection? Where did it go wrong? Was it the team selection? Was it individual players?
Well, look, it started off quite brightly, didn't it? I mean, did he pick the right team? I suppose he picked the team that was available to him. I was surprised. I was surprised that Eccles wasn't picked over Allen, to be honest with you. I thought that Eccles might have started the game alongside Torp, because when Eccles came on, Rodoni got forward a little bit more, and I thought that maybe, I've read so many comments on Twitter and Facebook this weekend since this defeat, and there was one that says we've spent £40 million and we play Jamie Allen. So look, little Jamie Allen, as Shannon always says, Mark White's daughter, she always calls him little Jamie Allen. She loves him. She thinks he's great, but I don't know. Was it the right choice? Look, it's the first game of the season. I'm going back on my top six. That's for sure.
I'm about to say, do you want to change your selections?
Yeah, I'm changing my top six. Yeah, we're not going to win the league. No, but no. Yeah, look, it's one of them, and it was. I thought the first half was really good. I thought the first half, for me, it was very entertaining for both teams. Both teams sort of went at it. They both. It was kind of end to end, really. They got a few more corners than us, but the stats show how much more possession we have. But as you know, stats and possession doesn't always win your games. Yeah, it's disappointing, but there was a lot of positives in the game, lots of positives, and I know the players and the management can't say it, but I'm sorry to say the referee was absolutely crap.
I think it's our old mate. What's his name? Gavin Ward. He was
rubbish. But booking for Binks in 3rd minute, and it took him 68 minutes then to get the card out again. Sorry, that's a disgrace. You know, F1 was being fouled left, right, and centre. Sakamoto got pushed in the back blatantly, and the referee called the bloke over and says, "Oh, just don't do that again." Hold on a minute, you pushed him blatantly in the back and in only yellow card. Sorry, the referee was crap, and I don't care if anyone disagrees with me. That's why we lost the game. We didn't lose the game because of the ref, honest, but the referee was awful, absolutely awful. And if we're going to have referees like that all season, they're going to spoil the season, because it spoiled the day. That referee, he was absolutely dreadful. But you know, don't take it away. It was I thought it was a good game. I really did. I was disappointed. I was really disappointed because I thought, yeah, we're going to go and win this. But Claudio put the voodoos on it, because apparently we hadn't lost there since 2006, so it's his fault.
Well, Claudio, what do you team selection? Where would he go wrong for you to start with?
Well, we wouldn't be doing this channel justice if we didn't speak a few home truths. And I think that we need to do that sometimes, because we don't want to see that we're kissing the backsides of everybody at Coventry City, because that would be a disservice to people who listen to us. But I just want to read out a few things I've seen on the internet. What comments basically? Not as good as we wanted to be. Not aggressive, too passive. Better second half. Didn't do enough on the ball. Not enough quality. Too many long passes when we could have built possession. We should be a lot better than that. Lost an opportunity today. If players want to just sit back and want to be in the team, you won't be in the team too long by just sitting back. We didn't create anything. Should have stayed with runners. Don't get dragged all out of position. Too many corners given away. Too much possession conceded. Too much of it today. They were the words of Mark Robbins in his post-match interview. So when fans go on the internet and say exactly what the manager just said, then they get slated for saying stuff like that. That's our manager. He's basically, that's a lot of words to say we were crap. Basically, that's what he's saying. And it was. It's so. I mean, I put a quote on Facebook saying it's like, you know, opening your Christmas present, expecting a PS5 and getting a pair of old 70s pattern socks, because so deflating. And less of the gimmicks, less of these videos saying that we're this and we're that. Look at us doing all the poses. Look at me, I'm so brilliant. It's action that counts. Words are great, but as the first game of the season, I know people saying, "Oh, it's only the first game of the season," but 1 win in 8 was it last year? 1 win in 10 the season before. If we're being serious about top 6, we cannot start like that. You know.
Yeah. I mean, what concerns me, that I don't think we had a serious shot on target, did we?
No, not really. And I mean, to save, and it was offside.
And it was offside. Yeah. That was it.
I was happy with the formation. I mean, he could have tweaked a couple of players, but the ones who came on didn't do a lot. And can I just quickly say, before I let Lee in, at 60 minutes, we were on top. He takes 3 players off. I don't understand that. If we were 1-0 down, maybe change it. We were actually on top, and I thought Mason Clark and Sakamoto were slowly getting into it that second half. You know, take them off. I don't understand. Or maybe take off Sims for Asante, one at a time, maybe, or even take off Alan. He's dreadful yesterday. I'm sorry, but you know, let's leave it at that.
He did seem to be chasing shadows a little bit, and obviously we miss Sheaf. That's
extremely bullied. It was ridiculous. I didn't expect that to happen yesterday. I must, like all of us there, I've never seen so many happy faces before the start of that game. Everybody thought we were coming away with 3 points yesterday, and I think that's what the problem was. Basically, it is a real kick in the old kahunas, wasn't it? Basically,
yeah.
over and out. I can put the fan on now while I mute myself.
I'm sure we'll have loads of comments to go through in a minute, so don't go away. Lee, good evening, mate.
Good evening, Ken. Listening to all of that, I wanted to jump in so many times.
Go on, what was your take on it? What was your...
I mean, look, I'm going to try and touch on some of the things everyone said then, starting with Miles. I mean, first of all, he said a lot of positives. I'm interested to go back to him and find out what the positives are because, look, I'm not about to start getting panicked. It's the first game of the season. I'm all right with that. There are 45 to go. It's disappointing. We haven't been battered. We've lost a very tight game. It's disappointing going into a season that we are so expectant in, which isn't usual for us. It wasn't great. Was it end to end in the first half? I thought we attacked them for 1 minute and then I couldn't wait to get to half time yesterday. The ref, he wasn't great. He certainly wasn't to blame for the game. And was it a good game? I couldn't agree. As a neutral, it was. Everything Claudio said, which apparently was from Mark Robbins, I thought it was the internet, was absolutely spot on. And then the subs were frustrating. I did actually think that Mason Clark and Sakamoto were out the game, and I thought their fullbacks were on top of them. And I was calling for Wright and maybe Tavares to come on. I found the Sims substitution very strange for a couple of reasons. I did actually think he was putting himself about. I thought he was giving the defenders problems. I thought they were manhandling him a lot, which is probably why the ref, we say, wasn't so good yesterday. I just think that Thomas Asante, in hindsight, didn't bring anything more than Sims brought. And he then didn't have the opportunity to put two of them up front when we went 1-0 down. The biggest problem from yesterday, I think, look, I'm not going to scapegoat Jamie Allen in any way, but we've got rid of McFadzean, Kelly, Godden, the majority of the League 2, League 1 squad. Is he good enough for the Championship? I don't think so. What a massive difference Ben Sheaf would have been in that role.
Yeah. Do you think he made? Was that the team you would have started with then? What he started? Would you agree with the selections, or would you have started Hadji? Would you have started someone different?
I certainly wouldn't have started Allen. Who would I have played? I like the thought of Radoni maybe playing a little bit further back, unproven. Radoni and Torp would have been my ideal central defensive midfield. It looked more like, and I discussed with the guys I went with, I'm not entirely sure what the formation was first half. Was it 4-1-4-1? Was it 4-3-3? I couldn't really tell, but everyone was so far from Ellis Sims. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't. You did feel sorry for him in a way. I mean, because he didn't seem to get in the service, and obviously, if you don't get the service, you can't score. So he did have one good. He would have had one great chance, though, didn't he, Miles? When
Can you give your point of view? Because you were in the box, weren't you?
I was. I was up in a different view. Yes. I was in a different view from you. Yes. I had a great view of the away end. Actually, it looked really good. We were falling. It was loud. It was fantastic to see that view from where I was. But for me, it looked to me that Eddie Sims was up front on his own, and he wasn't getting nowhere near enough service in. And for me, we gave the ball away too easy. Bobby Thomas for one gave some silly passes away, stupid passes really. I mean, he didn't look on a few occasions, and they were just picking the ball up easy, and it could have caused us, a few more problems. Luckily it didn't. But very sloppy passing. I just thought if Ben Sheaf was there, he'd have been a bit more eye on the ball, if you like. He would just calmed us down a little bit, and I think he would have seen a few more decent passes and perhaps a bit more creativity, because that's what I thought we were lacking as well, massively. And I thought the way the game was going, it was probably just going to be one goal that's going to decide it, and that's what happened in the end. But yeah, creative. We did nothing creative. We didn't create anything really. Chances, did we? It was very poor. I mean, Miles, did you think creativity? I mean, we didn't, did we? I mean, Sims had a chance when he went through, didn't he? And that was poor shot in the end. Poor decision making.
You just mentioned about Sims not getting enough service, and I'm not being funny, but the ball was coming up to Sims, and Sims was getting pulled left, right, and centre. And you can only be as strong as you can. and nothing was going his way. He wasn't given anything, absolutely nothing. There was no protection on him at all, and he was trying his best. And when you're in that situation and you're not getting any support from the officials, you could see it. He was even looking at the linesman and everything in the first half, saying, "What the looking at?" You know what I mean? He was literally being dragged around, and everyone who I stood with, we were saying yesterday was like when Victor started to become a real good player for us, and everyone was pulling him left, right, and centre, and he was having to put up with it all, and he was having to shrug it all off. And probably that's what Sims has got to learn. He's got to learn that he ain't going to get all that support from the referee. So he's got to shrug it off. He's got to put a bit more of his weight around the pitch. But he did what he could do. He couldn't do anything else. There was nothing else he could do in that game. He literally couldn't do anything else. He was trying to hold the ball up. He was trying to spread it wide, like we were talking about on Thursday night. We were saying that how he would work. He would look left and right at Sakamoto and F1 to try and pull the ball down, spread it out wide, then to get forward. And he couldn't do that. And that's why Sims wasn't very effective on yesterday. But Lee asked me the positives. There are some positives. There really is. And from in the second half, for that first, I think it was 10, 15 minutes, Sakamoto and F1 were trying to whip the ball in, and the ball was coming in. And you're thinking all it needs is someone to attack that ball. And there was no one attacking the ball. And when you look at what we've signed, everyone's saying we're going to be the entertaining team because of all the strike force and all the power we've got, all the fast players and everything else. It just didn't come off yesterday. But the balls were, in that second half, Sakamoto was whipping them balls in like he did against Everton when F1 scored. The balls were coming in. It was just waiting for someone to latch onto it. Sims had a chance. He couldn't really get on. I don't know what happened. I can't remember. But he went up for a header and didn't get enough on it. But, I think Binks was brilliant yesterday. I thought he was superb. And when things aren't right with, although Alan played, Alan used to be captain on the pitch when Ben Sheaf wasn't there. Yesterday, Jake Bidwell was captain. What a game Jake Bidwell had, I thought, yesterday. He was brilliant in the first half, especially. He stopped a chance where you thought, oh, it's going in. He got his head to it and it cleared it out. I just think there was some positives to take away from the. I know we've got to pick the bones out of this, but there are positives there. And Mark Robbins will look at it and he will see. And when we're trying to play with wingers and the balls are coming in, someone has to take the gamble. And we keep going on about Ben Sheaf. What we're going to do if we sell him? We can't just keep going, oh, well, we missed Ben Sheaf. We can't do that. We've got to step up to the plate. Those players that are on that pitch have got to step up to the plate. We thought Victor Torp was as good as Ben Sheaf. Well, it's showing he ain't. Although he is good, but he was getting knocked off the ball. I think it was his mistake where they hit the post. I think he got
I think so. Yeah.
When they hit the post in the first half, so they could have took the lead in the first half. So, you're looking at players like that are meant to be stepping up to the plate to try and get a game, because he got dropped last season, remember? And everyone was saying, well, where's Victor Torp? Well, you could see why he was being dropped. But Alan, we're not going to do a scapegoat on Alan. Alan has done a great job for the club. But when you're spending the money we've spent, you can't be playing players like Alan. And I'll go back to Thursday night. I'm not being greedy. I want 4 more players. I think we need 4 more players. I'm not being greedy. We need 4 more players. It showed yesterday we are not strong enough as a team. We're not strong enough
defensively. We're not strong enough defensively. We've said this. We haven't got a destroyer in midfield. We've got nobody who can really read the game. And that attack was terrible. The goal they scored from was awful. I mean, Bidder's got support on his heels. No, if you look at the guy who scored, he ran from so deep and nobody went with him. They just watched him go past everybody. It was so poor. And we were on the attack originally, weren't we? It was a terrible goal to concede. There was no real quality by them. It was poor. So poor.
So you're looking at a younger McFadden then, really? Is that the sort of player we were looking for? You think?
Well, we need some leaders on the pitch, Ken, because we haven't got any at the minute.
Yeah, you've got to have a leader out there, haven't you?
Let's look at this. We ended last season. I don't give a monkeys about the cup run and all that. We ended last season, and with the first game this season, 5 defeats out of 6, and we drew 1. Yesterday's performance mirrored everything of those last 5 games. The only 3 different players was Mason Clark, Rodoni, and the keeper. Everybody else is there from last season. It's just the same performance where we have lots of possession, and for some reason we don't create enough. How many times we see the players look like they're going to put a cross in or play it into the box and then decide to go back again? So when we had that friendly against Everton, we were felt uplifted because we thought, my word, we're playing really good attacking football.
And they went forward every opportunity, didn't they?
Exactly. Well, the Werder Bremen was similar to yesterday, where all of a sudden they started playing it across the back so many times. And Bobby Thomas, how many times you put it out of touch? How many times you give it to them? How many times you do a terrible clearance? It wasn't good enough. You know, in the past, Mark Robbins has hauled a player out the team for doing that. You know what I mean? It wasn't very good. You know, I just find it so frustrating because, you know,
I totally agree that we're missing that central defensive midfielder boss. You know, I'm interested to hear from Miles where the 4 players, the positions he wants, because I think that's the only position we're really missing now. Probably the other 4 would be cover for other positions, left back, right back. But we've got a decent keeper and a good backup. We've got a striker and a decent backup. We're blessed with attacking midfielders. Apparently, I just think it's those central defensive midfielders. And you're dead right. If Sheaf was to leave, I don't think, because that's the position we're weak in now, and I think that's the position we lost the game in yesterday.
Yeah, they took advantage of it, didn't they? By all, you know, there's no doubt about it. They bossed the midfield, and every time they went forward, they did look threatening. And when we looked, you know, all over the place, didn't we? Claudia, we've got a few comments coming in, haven't we? Let's see what the punters think.
The punters, the viewers, the punters,
the viewers. Yeah, I'll call them the punters.
All right, let's start with a nice one. GLB boxing, evening all. Not the start we wanted. Yeah, it can only get better. It has to get better as we're going down, aren't we? Let's face it, we don't get any better than that. Let's be honest about it. Stoke are rubbish. I don't care what anybody says. Evening, things can only get better. That's from James Hollyoak. You saw Paul there. Evening all very disappointing yesterday. Jamie Allen is not good enough. He didn't track back for their goal. Stoke outplayed us in midfield. Tat seemed tentative, and like Dracula, we hate crosses. Doolan, good evening all. Keep the faith. We'll get better. It's just one game. Yeah, I keep telling myself that as well.
Yeah.
See how I feel after Tuesday night when I made the trip to Bristol in Pimlott. Evening all, looking forward to Sunday evening again. Hopefully it will be celebrating more wins than draws. Macca. Evening all from East Belfast. Terrible start yesterday. Poor first half, much better second. On to the next. It was weird because at 15 minutes in the second half, I thought we're getting on top here, and then he just changed things.
The changes were very much like for like, weren't they, as well?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, Graham Cockrell, hi everyone. Harry 74, same old City. Seems like we have an attitude problem. Team never seems to try hard enough or want it enough. MR saying that some of the team weren't on it for the first game of the season is crap. It is rubbish, to be honest. First game of the season, all that support as well.
Got to be up for it.
It's when you think about the friendlies, and you know Mark Robbins praised the fans turning up for the Everton game, and you know, like you said earlier on, how we went forward in that game, but then against Werder Bremen, it sort of we went back into a shell. It makes you wonder what is being said. Is there been too much change at the club again? I don't know. It's a strange one, isn't it? It's a strange one.
Alison Berry, evening all. And evening from Ralph. Good evening, Ralph. And Colin Branfield. Hello, all. Colin was on our coach yesterday with the Leamington White supporters. Can I just say, he went to the festival beforehand. Great booze, that is. Cov fans, and they're definitely up for us to go there and do a little live show as well.
Hold on.
Oh, there we are, yeah.
There you are. Enjoying the breakfast and pre-match beer.
Guinness at 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, dear. Yeah, it was good breakfast as well, actually. Even though I was in Bogdan at Scooter Rally, so didn't see the game. Were we as bad as they say? Cov Andy, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's no good denying it, is it really? Ryan plays. Hi. Hey, guys, enjoy your show. Do you think if we don't get promoted this season, King will sack Robbins? I hope not, as without him, we will be in non-league or might not exist, but King wants promotion soon. Well, I wouldn't swap him for Rooney, that's for sure.
Well, I'd like to think he's got a bit in the bank, Robbins, hasn't he? But
it's a great question. I think we raised it earlier in the summer. You know, what happens if we start badly? Look, one loss isn't starting badly. Let's look in 5, 8, 10 games to start saying that. But in answer to his question, we've got more ambition this season than we ever had. A lot of money's been spent. A lot of there's far more expectation. So will he get sacked? Depends how that occurs. But he's under a lot more pressure this season to do well.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be interested to see how he misses ADV's as well, and the new coaches, how they settle in.
It was weird. It was weird yesterday. It was weird because I said to the people sitting around me and standing around me, I says, "Where's Mark Robbins?" They said he's sitting down.
Well, I noticed that.
The two new coaches were near the technical area, and I was like, "Well, you don't ever see that.
No.
Is this is what I mean? Has there been too many changes?"
I noticed they were standing up a lot more.
There are too many cheats. It's a strange one. Is Mark Robbins unsettled?
I think if we do have a bad start to the season, that will be one of the biggest questions. Is Adi Vivesh his departure? Is that one of the big negatives so far? And I think from yesterday, the answer is definitely yes.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. Totally.
Going, even though he lost, Mark will use the cup match to sort things out. We'll still be up there by Christmas. We didn't sort it out at Wimbledon last year.
No, we didn't.
No, or the Bristol when we played them at Burton were rubbish then and all. Alison Berry. Anyone else have a nightmare finding the game yesterday? I think I was on the telly.
No, we went. Sorry, Alison.
We went. Yeah. Right, Ryan plays. I disagree. I thought we were awful in the first half, but we don't take enough risks. Pass back and sideways like England was frustrating to watch. Hopefully better next match. I just thought we were going to go all guns blazing. I just had this vision that we're going to kick off and go, here we go. And it wasn't, was it? I think that's what the problem was.
In fact, we played a lot better at Leicester last year, first game, didn't we? And lost. But I thought we played very unlucky at Leicester last year.
But
we didn't go into the Leicester game with the level of expectation either, did we? A good defeat was good against Leicester. A defeat against Stoke, when we all thought we'd win, is a very different story.
And we had Matt Fadzin on the pitch, a leader, and we had Gustavo Hamer running the game until he took him off, and then we let 2 goals in, if you remember.
Yes, I do.
So, Gusto Audio, yesterday showed how important Sheaf is. We need another defensive-minded midfielder. But if we don't sign one, I'd rather see Latibaudiere cover that role than see Allen there again. Ryan plays. Yeah, we had no shots on goal whole game. Worst seen us in some time. It's just, I just don't understand it when you got so many players who can go forward. It's bizarre. It's like you watching England at times, isn't it, Lee? You must feel the same sometimes. So you think
I've had a whole summer of it, so why stop it now?
It's what we talked about in the summer, wasn't it? The fact they got so many attacking players. Why aren't we going forward?
I'm an expert on this.
Yeah. Neil Jake, sorry, Miles, I disagree. Thought Stoke were much better than us in the first half. Didn't see it as end to end.
Well, they were better. That's what I said. They were better than us in the first half. They hit the post and everything. It was,
Colin Branfield, did you see Robin said that the players cannot guarantee a place in the team? Got a lot to choose from. I'll read this out just because it says totally and utterly agree with Claudio. So frustrating. But I mean, most of the words I said was from Mark Robbins. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
Mark Robbins was agreeing with Wayne Littlewood, basically, is what he was doing.
And not many people agree with Wayne Littlewood normally.
If Wayne had said anything,
can I say about Hadji Wright? Did anyone notice when Hadji Wright came on? When he got the ball out wide, and he went in towards the box, and he had his back to the goal. He always turned away from the goal and not towards the byline. If you watch Milan and you watch Sakamoto, if Sakamoto is a little bit further out from the 18-yard line, he'll try and cut inside to the 18-yard line, to the 18-yard box. But if he's further than the 18-yard box, he's by the touchline. By the byline, sorry, I'm not American. He always turns towards the goal to try and whip the ball in hard and low, because Milan does it quite a lot where we hit it hard and low and someone latches onto it. Yesterday, Hadji Wright, even though he was that close to the byline, he was trying to turn away and to try and get all the glory, not trying to fool the defender to turn towards the byline then to whip the ball back in. And the defenders read it every single time. Every time he turned away from the goal, the defender knew he was going to do it. Now, I don't know if it was just me that noticed that, but it was like as if he's trying to take all the glory. It's a flipping team game. There's players in the box waiting for that ball to come in. When you're that close to that byline, you do not turn away from the goal to try and get a shot in that tight angle. You turn towards the byline to whip the ball back across the goal to get someone to latch onto it. Milan did a few of them last season. We scored quite a few goals from it. I loved it when he got to the byline and whipped the ball in, an angle, and then the ball went in the net. And I just thought yesterday, Hadji Wright was just, it was me. And that ain't good enough.
The problem is, Miles, you've got a player who's a USA international who scored almost 20 goals last season, has come back, and some guy from League One has took his place in the team. So he's probably thinking, well, maybe he's trying to prove a point. He's trying to do, and you're saying you're going for glory. He's probably thinking, I need to get my place back. So, I mean, it's a myth that everybody thinks everybody in a football team gets on. It's like any workplace. They don't all get on. It's just ridiculous. Sorry, some more comments.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Paul Cuttiford, it was utter rubbish. Players never turned up. We have to be out of the traps quicker than that. 60 minutes we're on top and subs were made when MR said we're on top and the balance was shot. That is the big mystery. Even Oggy, although he felt Sakamoto and Mason Clark weren't in the game that much, but obviously they have to be careful in CWR, so they don't want to get banned, do they? Ian Plymouth, what shot on target according to the stats quoted by CWR? I have to say, Rob Gurney's great, though, because he just says it like a fan. If you listen to him... He does.
Very honest guy, Rob.
Yeah. And I think he actually tones it down a bit at times as well. You can see he was just as frustrated when you listen to him. Ryan plays, that's not good enough. One shot on goal. The whole game is dreadful. Ralph Wiggins, I must admit that I was very disappointed that Eccles didn't play in midfield. We can come to that in a second, actually. Right. This is from Harry74. Less haircuts on social media, more hard work. Agree. MR substitutions killed the game. Paul Hughes, our weaknesses are exactly what we've been saying. Aggressive centre mid, experienced centre back. Mark Harrington, who's was there, of course. AD wouldn't have allowed. We're missing AD already. Paul Cuttiford thinks that Sakamoto was not in the game. Alan was lost. Torp was the same. Neither won the games. Thomas gave the ball away far too much, and Doving was never in control of the box. Well, The thing is, though, he's only just come to the club. I mean, it's like he's been thrown straight in, hasn't he? It's
Yeah, I can't really fault the goalkeeper too much yesterday. To be fair, I thought he did what he had to do. He didn't have a lot to do, to be honest, did he? But he did what he had to do. But he couldn't do much about the goal.
Ian Pimlott, and
Great
this won't
save didn't he?
without a midfield. So, well, I've got the stats here. I've got them on the screen next to me. They had 11 shots to our 8. They only had 2 shots on target, and we had 1. 4 shots off target, both teams. We had 3 block shots. They had 5. And we had 7 corners to their 9. So when you look at that, and like Mar said, we have 58% possession. It sounds like we're in control of the game, doesn't it? But we weren't.
Yeah, far from it. Yeah,
we weren't in control of the game, though. That's the issue, isn't it? Oh, yeah. This is from Joe Clark. Must be your mate. My highlight was Leeds breakfast, top notch. I've got to say,
I made all the guys that took me a bacon sarnie when they picked me up. Cheers, Joe.
I have to big up my wife here because she saw how miserable I was yesterday. So she took me out for a full English at the Bear at Berkswell, and has bought me a sky blue Adidas t-shirt.
Oh, t-shirt. Oh, nice.
T-shirt, yeah. So there you go.
That's
So
nice.
every time I look miserable, play rubbish, I get a present and a breakfast. I'm going to be so fat this season. Right, we'll hide that one. We'll get this one up. Hadji's big toe, massive hole in midfield, middle of the park. Alan Anonymous would rather have played Latty, sat in front of Thomas and Binks. YMR didn't took Tats and EMC in 10 yards back was bizarre. I think the way he spoke after the game, I think the idea was we were going to take the game to Stoke, but it didn't happen. Players, I don't know what you guys think. That it just didn't happen, did it?
No, they've obviously done their homework on us, and they knew where the danger would be, and they closed us out, didn't they? But that's no excuse. There's far too many players on that pitch that didn't perform to the standard we'd expect. Simple as that.
Do you think Eccles should have started then? Would that have made him different?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? You could have started Eccles. Would it have made much difference? I don't know. Would it? Do you think?
Do you know what? I actually prefer the suggestion we had earlier of Latabodiere playing there as a bit more solid. If you're only going to have one holding midfielder, which there appeared to be, surely Latabodiere might, I think we said many times last season, that's where he plays for Jamaica. He's a bit more defensive, and then it gives the rest of them a bit more freedom to roam and attack. So that was probably the best suggestion I heard all there. Do I think Eccles is any stronger than Allen? Marginally, maybe.
I don't think there's a lot of difference, to be fair. I don't know.
He didn't do a lot when he came on, to be honest.
No, he didn't.
Mark R. I don't get where the swagger and confidence they had for the last couple of pre-season games had gone. They played like a City side of old on the edge of the relegation zone rather than the other end. Graham Cockrell. Eccles should have been in midfield from the start. Glenn says, Lee Cowell in the house and up the bedeth. It's just even all from Dave Saunders. Dave was in charge of the beatbox on the coach yesterday. It was quite hilarious.
Did you have some good tunes on the coach?
Well, I think his son Jack set it up. Jack, who normally comes on the show, Jack was away and left Dave in charge of the music, and it was good fun. Although it was right above my head, and I had a thumping headache by the time I got home. Glenn reckons Lee would be a better defensive midfielder than Allen.
Well, there you go, Lee.
Yeah, I'll do a job.
Dave Granigan, evening guys, evening all. I'm going to say it wasn't good enough, and I want to know what happened to the team we saw in pre-season. No need to panic, but it's just worrying that we did nothing. Man of the match, according to Colin, Bidwell, man of the match. He did a good block in the first half. That was ridiculous what he did. But,
yeah, he did.
I thought Binks was. It was a good job he was there most of the time. Yesterday, Stoke had 6 debutants. We talk about time to gel. They had 6 players.
And a lot of injuries.
Yeah. I mean, the main man they signed, Sam Gallagher, to play up front was injured and couldn't play. It's just, Yeah, not great.
And I think as well, going back to a lot of the comments about the subs, I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. How many times was Mark Robins slated for not making changes early enough last season? You know, I get we were on top yesterday, but I think what he was trying to do is keep the momentum going and while we're on top, stay on top with fresher legs. It didn't work yesterday, but we'll have other times where it doesn't make changes till too late. So,
and he went quite early, didn't he? Was it about 60 minutes? He made a subs, didn't he? Roughly. So, yeah, I mean they're very much like for like, weren't they? As well, he didn't really change the tactic. He sort of just changed one player for the other, same position. So, and it didn't work. As you're right, it didn't work at all. So,
I mean, defensively, we haven't got a lot to. We can't really change much, can we?
No.
What are we going to do? You know, the cup game on Tuesday, he probably will. He'll probably bring Latty in. He'll probably bring Kitchen in. I mean, he might not. He might play the players because he says you need to go out there and prove yourselves a bit more. But we haven't got a lot to really mix and match, have we? We haven't. What are we going to change?
No, we haven't. And that's where we're lacking at the back, I think. Certainly another centre half is needed urgently.
Yeah, is that another player we need? Miles mentioned 4. Is that another one centre back, commanding centre back?
It's Miles is muted.
Sorry. Centre back, left back, another midfielder, and I think we need a right back as well. That's basically what we need. But we need, if they're coming in, they've got to be, like Claudio said, they've got to be leaders. They've got to be someone that is a leader, that is able to come in, steady the ship, because you know the transfer window ain't closed yet, and you know all know what happens with Cov City. Players go last minute, and if the rumours are true about Ben Sheaf and he does go, even though we're giving the captaincy, these agents want to earn money each year or each transfer window, and they always twist their arms and say the grass is always greener, and that's all it needs is one team to come in and sweep him away. And if he does go, we are we are lost without Ben Sheaf. And it shows yesterday. He's solid, he's brilliant. And you know, when he first came and everyone said, "Oh, he's a load of rubbish." Well, he weren't at Arsenal for no reason. He's 26 years of age. He wants to play in the Premier League. And if Ipswich or someone like that comes in for him, or Brentford or a team like that come in for Ben Sheaf, going to hang around. You're going to go. He wants to play in the Premier League. You've only got to look at what happened to Hamer, O'Hare. You know, Victor's gone off to Portugal. He might be going to Arsenal or someone like that. Who knows? But, you know, if we lose Ben Sheaf, it showed yesterday we are not a team without Ben Sheaf in that middle. And it showed when he got injured last season, didn't it, Lee? You know, he got injured a few times last season and we missed him. Results started to go downhill. And when he came back, it started to lift up again, and then he got injured. So we've got to find someone to fill that gap. We have to find someone. And like we've all been saying, you can't rely on Alan, little Alan. You can't rely on him. It's just.
And of course, you know, this late in the day, if you do sell him, you got no time to get somebody else in, have you?
No, exactly. So you've got to get someone in now. And what Robin, the most, you know what it is as well, disappointing. This is our first proper pre-season. It's our first proper pre-season where we've got the players in as early as possible. They go out there yesterday and we have that sort of performance. Oh man. What's it going to be like? What's it going to be like on Tuesday? Are we going
I know that people say, oh, yeah, they're all our own players, but we need to bring some loanees. Everyone else is doing it. And if these loanees are great and they get you up, great. We've got 120 million to spend in the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't Claudio, you're not going to get a leader. You're not going to get a loanee leader. You're not going to get a leader as a loanee, are you? You're going to get a youngster from a Premier League team. You're not going to get a class leader coming in, are you, on loan?
It depends how ambitious. It depends how ambitious you are. Us buying football shirts is not going to get us promoted. We don't sell enough. We're not selling $179 million worth of shirts like Barcelona, are we? We're selling £50,000 worth at the minute. That ain't going to get you anything. Wherever Mr. Duck says, you know, let's be realistic about this. You know, we need serious players coming in. If he wants to get promoted, he cannot do it on the back of Mark Robbins being a miracle man. It ain't going to happen. Watch me in May going, I can't believe we've done it.
You're right about younger lads, but with the loanees, there is also the flip side. Surely we've got some Premier League players that are maybe being overlooked by the clubs and replaced with younger players. I think that's I know it doesn't. It goes against all the philosophy at the moment at the club. But I just think an older leader that has been either at the top of the Championship or Premier League is what we're missing. And I'm happy with that being alone. I'm happy with it being an older person to bring the younger players together, because that's what we need to bring the younger players on.
Like a Dennis Wise sort of type player. Remember we brought him in? You know, that sort of player. But not probably that old, but, you know.
I'm happy with that old as well.
Do you think we still should have? Do you think we still should have kept McFadzean?
Everyone always said he was only good in a 5, didn't they? And I see nothing to suggest at the minute we're going to panic and go back to a 5. If it was a 5, yeah, why not? But no, we've got to move on, and we've moved on from McFadzean, we've moved on from Godden, we've moved on from Kelly. Yeah, McFadzean, it was time to go. We got the younger players, but he's a miss. His character is a miss.
That's what I mean. His character, we're missing. We need someone like that, don't we? We've got to find someone like that, because Ben Wilson can't do it all on his own, can he?
Well, it's still a mystery why they let Fads go last year, considering we're running out of players. That's what I don't understand. We do seem to let players go at odd times. You know, it's almost like we can't. I know you can't expect to get injuries, but it's almost like you're not visualising that could actually happen. That you lose players, you know. I don't know. It's
maybe it was Blackburn. Maybe offered him a contract, whereas Cov weren't going to offer him a contract at the end of the season, and they said, "Look, that might have been the option." And said, "Well, I've got to go. If they're offering me a deal, I've got to go. If you're not going to be offering me one, we don't know, do we?" So
all I know is watching that Sheffield United match the other night, and I was watching Hamer, and I just thought, my God, that's exactly what we are lacking in our midfield. You know, and I think it's nothing about loving about Hamer. It's that type of player, basically. And, you know, that's the problem. And I don't think we've got nobody that's come in and has replaced that kind of player.
Painful to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And the way he took that goal, I'm thinking, yeah, exactly the sort of thing we're lacking. The ball falls to the edge of our box against Stoke, the edge of Stoke's box. Eccles hits it. I mean, that's landed on our coach, I think. It's just rubbish.
I just summed it up, didn't I? I just summed the whole day up, that did.
You know.
Art White messaged me last night, and he was out in Ipswich, and a lot of the talk is that he's definitely off to Ipswich.
All right.
Yeah, there was talk he was off to Forest or Ipswich, but a lot of the talk last night around Ipswich was he's definitely going to Ipswich.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
It'd be nice for him to get a chance to play in the Premier League again, but hopefully, well, you never know, he might end up coming back down again with Ipswich. We don't know, do we? But
so I got some more comments coming in. Dave Granigan, we need a minimum 2 or 3 players, a decent centre back, a decent midfielder that will protect the back line and cover for MVE. Dave Saunders says too much space in the middle. There was yesterday. Paul Hughes, we had lots of possession, but we just went from side to side, and Stoke just moved to counter from side to side. We had no goal or penetration. Dave Granigan, agree with Lee. It was the midfield battle is where we lost the game.
A lot of games in the Championship are lost in the middle, aren't they? When you look over the years, you do. A lot of the games are lost in that middle, aren't they? When you think about it, even when we talk with opposition guests on here, we say the game is going to be won through the middle.
And a lot of football games are, Miles.
Yeah.
At any level, I think that central defensive midfielder for me is the most important position in the team.
Yeah, unbelievably so. Yeah, totally agree.
Just get Kante back from Saudi. Sky Blue Sam, he's earned enough money, surely. Sky Blue Sam, surely we have a plan B after Stamenich deal fell through. Why aren't we signed anyone? Maybe people don't want to come. I mean, there is that,
Yeah.
I mean, you just presume people want to come to Coventry City, because we're nice. But Tommy, why would Doug spend another penny until he sees the assets he's got perform from the coaches? Else he is just increasing the wage bill to have more not performing. The heat should be on the back room. Well, it's interesting because we said a couple of seasons ago, didn't we, that Mark Robbins had no money. We said at the start of last season to see what happens now. He's got money, because I've seen a lot of quotes from fans saying he did so well without money and loan players, but it's a different ball game now, and you can actually buy players. I don't know. Yeah, Ken's off. Who's back again? Simon Wells says Doug needs to dig deeper. Sky Blue Sam, cold hard facts. We've won one of the last 10 games in all competitions and kept 2 clean sheets in the last 13. There you go. Dave Granigan, and watching the rest of this weekend's games, we are far off. Sparky, baffled as to why they haven't purchased a midfielder. And Colin Bramfield, good win for Oxford. Think it would be a hard game. Well, it will be now. They'll be really buoyed, won't they? Ian Courts, played like individuals, not a team. Given time to gel, we'll be okay. PUSB. Right. Kevin Edwards, no team is poor after one game, and no team should be bigger than their boots. Way too early.
Too early.
And here's Wayne. Wait for Wayne. Wayne Littlewood, what a disappointment yesterday, and showed massively where we need to improve. He's calmed down since yesterday, I'll tell you that now.
I agree with Wayne.
So I've got somebody ringing me. What's going on here? It's probably Mark Robbins telling me to turn up tomorrow morning to pick the team for Tuesday night. Rock plays. Why you guys like to? Would you guys like to get Paddy McNair? He'd been a great signing. I remember them few games for Borough for us. He was great versus Gyökeres. I was gutted we didn't get him. You just want somebody with experience and steady to keep hold of things. Basically, you don't need a flash Harry, do you? In that position.
No. I mean, that's certainly the style of player. I've just googled him. Is he not? Is he at West Brom?
Has he gone there? Has he?
I believe so.
Craig Robinson from Sky Blue Fans Forum. If anything's to go by, God help us against Oxford, who beat Norwich 2-0. Wayne Littlewood, a midfield made up of Eccles, Palmer, and Allen says all you need to know. It's not strong enough. Most top 6-8 teams will do us in this battle. We're not going to remarkably change our position from last season unless we up our performances. It's as simple as that, and that's the issue. I think when you watch yesterday's game, wasn't it? I don't know what you guys think.
I think the last comment was just our 3 weakest midfielders. Then I think if you put Sheaf, Torp, and Latabodia, that's a better comparison of our central defensive midfielders. But the point is correct in that if we have to dig deep, they aren't as good as any of the top 10 in the Championship.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it, like Lee's just said, if you look at it in that way, where you have got to rely on them, they're not up there, are they, Lee? It's just, you look at Casey Palmer, he just gets a little nudge off the ball and he throws his dummy out the pram sometimes, doesn't he? So, you can't have that in a team, can you? You've got to be able to have strength, ability, and you've got to be able to move the ball. I think you've got to be able to move the ball quicker and get it out of there as quickly as possible and get it up to your front men. But I'm baffled at. I'm still baffled at how you know, you go from a great pre-season in a way, not a great pre-season, but a good pre-season to that performance yesterday. And as we've all said, that performance against Everton, okay, their back four weren't their first back four, but the rest of the team was their first team, apart from the goalie as well. But you know, when you look at how we played in that game to how we played yesterday, you can't see that they were the same players. You just can't see it. It doesn't look right. It just doesn't add up how we performed like that yesterday. It's just strange.
Poor Ccfc 87. Had you right? Should have started. A man high on confidence sat in the dugout. Has he been injured though? Is that the issue with?
Injured in Germany? No.
Yeah, it was against Getafe, wasn't it? Went off early in the behind closed door one, and then he'd already had like a longer season with America as well. So look, he's not going to be out of the team for long, is he?
No, you wouldn't think so.
No. Colin Branfield, good setup yesterday with the Leamington Warwick Coventry City FC group and the Festival Pub. Big thanks. Yeah, they were very good at the festival. Paul Hughes, AD was at the club at the end of last season and we were awful, so problems are a bit deeper than AD going. Colin Branfield would not have played Thomas, had a very bad game. We got
who else would you have played? Kitchen was suspended. Thomas, for me, is Thomas was first name on the team sheet. Will be next week as well.
Yeah, definitely first name on the team sheet, Thomas. It's just a shame he did second half. He was all right in the first half. It's second half he gave the ball away, didn't he, a lot, Lee?
Yeah. Oh, he certainly did, yeah. Wayne needs to stop saying such sensible things.
I was just going through so many comments. Sorry about this. I was just going through them. Right. Yeah, go. Right. This is from English Grant 861. The same people moaning Eccles wasn't in the team are the same ones who berated him last season, calling him League One quality. Typical Cough fans. This is Mark R. Have we actually got any money left for transfers? I don't know. That's a good question.
That Mark R is Mark Robbins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it probably is. Well, yeah, we may not have money. I mean, it depends how you want to run the club. Do we take a risk? Which obviously doesn't want to do that. Basically, we're only spending money that have come in from transfers. We're not spending anything extra, are we?
Yeah.
From what I gather. Whereas other clubs in the past.
Well, Mark R should know if we've got any money left. He's the manager.
Yeah. Dave Granigan, I don't think.
No, we can't hear him, by the way. He keeps trying to talk, I'm sure.
Dave Granigan, I don't think he will go. He wouldn't have been.
Yeah, I think he's lost his voice.
Oh, is he? Dave Granigan, I don't think we would go. He wouldn't have been made captain if he was thinking of going. It makes no difference. Yeah, I don't think. Ken Otomo, think we need to talk about the Fancy League. Who's top? Cough, cough.
Oh, yes, he's top. He's top.
Joe Worrell from Forest. What about him?
Yeah, there was rumours, but
been talked about all summer.
Yeah. Dave Saunders. I think the team on Tuesday will be massively different.
Oh, I ain't going then.
All travel advice. MR made a huge mistake in playing Allen as a sole defensive midfielder, not starting Eccles. Ryan plays. Hey guys, I've seen Fleck, a free agent. Would you guys take him? Got Prem experience, could do a good job for us. Really good champ player. I was looking at free agents. I'd consider him. Well, that's a good shout, to be honest.
Yeah, he's been with us before, isn't he? But would it work again? I don't know.
If it's better than what you got, it'll work, isn't it? That's how you got to look at it now.
Is he better than what we got?
Yeah, he's not a Sean Maguire, that's for sure. I mean, what was all that about?
Yeah, but is he better than what we got? I don't know. At the end of his career now, isn't he?
Paul Hughes, when you consider what we've sold players for, has the club actually paid that much more? Doug needs to invest more. 4 new players. Miles is right. Oh.
There you go. Thank you.
Alison Berry, I agree, Claudio. If we want to be serious of competing for promotion, we need some proven quality. That's me and Miles for the board. Then we're going to have to turn up tomorrow morning.
I'll go. I don't mind turning up.
Yeah. Voice of the people. They've spoken. Ian Primlott. Is this why Ben is on the injury list? It won't be the first time.
Yeah.
Here we go with Wayne Littlewood. Watching Cov play yesterday was like watching England at the Euros, side to side, back to the keeper, no attacking threat, but at least my insomnia has been cured. Oh dear. I was depressed after the match yesterday, but to be honest, I'm more depressed now listening to all the comments on the show tonight. I think we've met out.
You wait till we win Friday night, and then we're going to win the league again now. Look,
Right.
it ain't as bad as Plymouth, is it?
No.
Look, I feel like I'm a bit more depressed after listening to I reiterate, it's one game. It wasn't terrible. We haven't been thrashed 4-0. We've come out with a 1-0 defeat in a very tight game, in a game that we would have hoped to have won. It's not a great start. You're right. I'm not sure how many people are too bothered about Tuesday. Win Friday. We're all happy again.
Yeah.
I just think it's the fact that we were expecting a bit more than that. I'm just looking at the one game. I'm not saying our season's over by any means, but yesterday I did enjoy that one bit, and I think we're allowed to say that, aren't we? It wasn't great, and that doesn't mean the rest of the season's going to be rubbish, but it will be if we perform like that every day, every game. As simple as that. We know that, and I think the team know that, and Mark Robbins alluded to it. Dave Granigan, it's never too early if we want to be serious contenders for promotion. We need to get started, as this league is fast paced. We'll get left behind and will leave us too much to do. Ryan plays. Yes, he's at West Brom. I wanted Cough to get him. He would have been a good signing. And this is from Wado. Calm is needed from us lot. Signs were there in the second half. We will pick it up. We need another CB and LB, in my opinion. You know how it is in this league. Don't take your chances. You will lose. Yesterday reminded me of the West Brom away game last season. It was one of those games.
I didn't even know why we were bothered going to West Brom last season. We never turned up at all, not even from the kickoff. I don't think we even shot on target, did we?
We had a penalty in the end, didn't we? But you know what I mean? It's
before.
Sorry?
That was the season before.
Oh, was it? Both last times we've been to West Brom then. It's but it's true though, isn't it? It's just yeah, never mind. Dave Granigan, we need to stop using excuses for poor performances. We have such a talented squad. We should be up there.
There's a long way to go. Oh, what's that? A cat walking across the screen?
It wasn't mine.
Has Lee got a cat? You got a cat, Lee? What's that?
No. There's a fly keeps walking across my camera.
You got a pet fly. How do you get them?
Simon Wells, Eccles and Alan need loaning out. I don't think that's going to happen.
No. Eccles is sound. Eccles is cool, man.
Wayne Littlewood, Lee, you feeling okay agreeing with me? You read that out, didn't you? We become best friends. That was an interesting one here. This is from Pulling the Sky Blue. Claudio's upped his game in the background memorabilia. I've just got them all out the drawers, basically. I was trying to see which one's. Well, I was trying to see which one's fitted for the game yesterday night to put this one on. I put a bit of timber on over the summer, I reckon. Get Bobby Clark on loan from Liverpool. That's from Sparky.
I think someone's already that's been mentioned over the last couple of days, hasn't it? That has,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Steve Wilcox, shocking first half, but played much better second half. Lack creativity, but it will come, I think. Still optimistic. That's what was frustrating because we were on top of that 15 minutes, and you actually thought, well, we'll probably get a draw at worst here. So, but then when they scored, I just knew we would not get an equaliser. You just feel it, don't you? Sometimes it's not going to happen. Because you didn't create enough. It was, very frustrating. Well, it could always be worse chaps. We could always have Wayne Rooney as our manager. I know. Yeah. Somebody said on social media, why do you think Plymouth are taking him on? I says, well, they're going to get loads of coverage from Sky, aren't they? Until he gets sacked. Because there's no way Sheffield Wednesday Plymouth would have been a main live match on a Sunday if it weren't for Rooney being at Plymouth.
No, definitely not.
No way. It's just. I'm glad they got thumped actually. Graham Cockrell. It was important that MR told us, as it was. It was important that MR told as it was, so we expect improvement in the next match. He doesn't hold back like he used to, does he? He does actually. Yeah, Dave Brannigan. Do you guys think a change of shape would help? Maybe playing two up front, Sims and BTA, big man, little man.
Well, I think what the annoying thing is with him taking Sims off is he didn't give himself that option to do when we went 1-0 down. And it's too early to start changing formation. Yeah, it would have been great when we went 1-0 down to see them both up front rather than not having another striker on the bench.
Right. Should we put? Have you got any images and stuff? Actually, Miles, from yesterday.
We've got. Yeah, we have. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Let's. I'll tell you what I've got. Right, I'll tell you what I've got. I've got this. Right. Everyone was talking about this today. That we upset fans when we do this. Are you ready? I hope this is the right video.
Oh, it's not that video.
Tell you what, hearing that again is amazing, isn't it?
They were very, very loud from where I was, and this is the view, by the way, which is a great view from where I was of the away end. Fantastic, and he looked good, and it was really loud. We could hear over where we were. And there's a few more pictures of Stoke just outside the ground and stuff, and the Stanley Matthews statue as well, which I managed to get a picture of. So
just say something about that. Now, I mean, Miles was on about this on Thursday, and I kind of poo-pooed it really. I thought, what are you worrying about? So we turn up, we park the coaches away from the ground now, whereas before you used to park in the away end and walk straight in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. We got there quite reasonably early actually and got through, but coming out, we just went out straight out into the middle of a load of Stoke fans. And I reckon if we weren't Coventry City, but Millwall or Leeds or even Portsmouth, it could have been a different outcome yesterday afternoon, because we were getting baited on the way out, which is fair enough, but they kept walking past and going, woo, woo, like that, taking them to shout basically. And they're right in your faces, some of them. And I can see my lad being 23, so thinks he's blinking Samson. He's more delighted than Samson. I says, just come with me, will you, idiot? and you just got to walk away. But I thought, that's not and I walked past one of the coppers and I says, you need to sort this because this could get ugly round here. And she just smiled at me. I'm thinking, I wouldn't smile. I'm telling you, it will get ugly one Saturday, because if we'd have won, I can imagine what could have happened if they were baiting us then. You know what I mean? I just think it's terrible what they did. It was absolutely rubbish.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if you had any problems getting in the ground yesterday, but, I was there 11:30, 11:45 max, and we were queuing right back to the roads with, what appeared to be agency stewards giving people pat downs. So, again, winds people up, doesn't it? And, it's a new away end. They've moved it. Not our problem from now, but, it didn't seem well organised.
Yeah. I mean, I as I say, I did mention it, and it's like before, as you said, Lee, you used to be able to pull up outside the away end, get out the coaches, and you were there, weren't you? It was ideal. But it's like where we parked, it's a long walk back to the car park. But I just think, when you look at things like that at clubs, they do have to sort of really look at it And as you know, Claudio, if you said that to a policewoman and they're sort of smiling about it, let's wait and see when Leeds go there or Millwall and Stoke
problems.
Millwall. There's going to be hassle. You only got to see what happened with Millwall and West Brom fans the other season, kicking the gate in and kicking it down, and that's that's at Stoke without a gate there. So
what about Ken? Did you have much trouble getting into the box? Was there congestion and you get passed down twice?
Not really. No. Got search going in, but that's about it. To be honest, they were very pleasant to us, very nice. But we were there was probably only 6-7 of us, Cos City fans up there. All the rest of Stoke all around us, so we had to be reasonably quiet.
What was hilarious?
We had nothing to shout about anyway, did we?
what was hilarious on my part was that I could see they were asking people who got stuff in their pockets. So all my stuff in my pockets, I'd got in both my hands. So I put my arms up to get beeps and that. And I thought, well, I could be holding anything in my hands here. And they did the electronic beepy thing, and nothing went off. And then then the other bloke patted me down, didn't even ask to look in my hands. And then I walked in. I thought, that's useless, wasn't it? Yeah, it's just nonsense.
Well, that's the issue you got, and I think we've got the issue at the CBS as well. They've replaced all the normal stewards that have been there for years with agency staff who haven't really got a clue, to be honest.
I've seen that. Here's a good one for you all. Then, so there was a message yesterday came through that Sheffield Wednesday are selling shirts for 70 quid. Right, for a template shirt, 70 quid for a shirt for Sheffield Wednesday. Okay. And they're going to put a stop to people wearing fake shirts because everyone's been buying them online, these fake ones. Now, I ain't being funny. All these stewards, they ain't going to know what's fake and what's real, are they?
They're going to stop fans as they're getting in the ground with a fake shirt?
Yeah, apparently this team doing it as well. Yeah, spotting the fakes and asking them to leave.
Yeah, and a lot of these.
But what happens if you got bought that as a present? Though you didn't buy it.
Well, that's it, isn't it? But
you've been bought shirts, Ken, for presents.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying for an example. You know, if you got bought that as a present, or a little kid got given it by his mum and dad or whatever, what? You know what?
They also said they were going to do that at England games as well, or during the Euros. I think it's very hard to please, and I think what it is, it's more of a threat to stop people doing it and discourage people buying fake shirts. But yes, I did see the same article, Miles, and you know,
well, if they price them reasonably and not £70, they might sell a few more
for a template kit as well.
Yeah, just £50 for dear enough, isn't it?
Yeah, 55.
Or even 55 in our case.
Yeah.
You don't really want to go any higher than that.
No. Well, you know, you look at Liverpool and Newcastle and that, they're charging 120 odd pound for a shirt.
That's ridiculous. That probably costs them £10 to make, maybe £5 to make, doesn't it?
Not even that.
Are there any away shirts going for us, you know?
Say that again?
Well,
any knockoff away shirts available for us?
Well, I've got to say, that it's rubbish that we've not got the away shirt before the season. He says, have we got any knockoff away shirts going?
There probably is in China. They've probably got. I mean, we've seen it leaked. We know it's white, but for them not to have it in the shop now is very bizarre. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the reason is.
It's bizarre. It's rubbish. It's absolutely useless. I don't care. It's useless. I don't understand it. I don't understand why we haven't got both shirts out before the start of the season.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously the third kit, they can bring that out a bit later on. You can understand that. But definitely the home and away kit should be available in the shop from June time, really, shouldn't it? Everybody's ready to go on holiday.
We should have all three shirts.
Yeah, but we ain't got to worry about an away shirt for a few games because we've got Bristol City twice. So we ain't got to worry about that, have we?
Yeah, and I think the argument is we're waiting for everyone to have another payday to come and spend all the money.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Claudio. The shop should be full like everybody else. Everybody else has got their away kit. We have.
Yeah, it's a nonsense. I'm kind of getting a bit fed up with all the media stuff at times. You know, the gimmicks and that. You know, because it's like, oh, just announce the shirt. You know, we're not 5. Yeah, majority of the fans are like, you know, teenagers and plus. It's just ridiculous. Just bring the shirts out. You know.
What are you moaning about? You don't bloody buy them.
He spends a fortune in the shop, don't you?
Look. Buy them.
I get it when it's cheap.
Bloody buy them. Anyway, they must be listening because Coventry City have just announced the away kit.
Have they?
Just put a tweet out, yeah.
That's what happened last time I had a rant.
Oh dear.
Paul, it's, you know, come on. Because the thing is, before the season starts, I mean, people will buy it anyway, but people are really optimistic. They'll buy everything. It's amazing how sales will drop off when things don't go well. That's how it works in all walks of life.
Yeah.
I ain't buying a white kit. I'll wait till it's in the sale.
You said you weren't going to buy the home kit and you went and bought
Yeah,
it.
well, that was until he signed a Sante, and I thought I'd better give him some money towards a Sante. But I'm not buying the white one. Oh, no. We had a white kit before and we got relegated, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
no.
Maybe wait for the black. Wait for the black third kit then. The black.
Yeah, that'll do. Black and gold. Yeah, it's fine. I'll have that. But I'm sorry, but Coventry City don't play in white. Don't care. I know we've had white in the past, but we got relegated in a white home shirt. Don't care.
So Paul Cutterford said it's 124 quid at Chelsea, 110 at Man City, according to Colin Brown. It's ridiculous prices.
110. I
know. Dave Granigan agrees. We should have the kits out by now. This is from Mark R. This is Mark Robbins again. I bet they're holding off with the away shirts till the end of the month, near the next payday. That's what's
right.
See, I told you Mark Robbins is watching.
This is Wado. I think it's because the spot of the sponsor, it was very late, so they prioritised the home shirt, understandably. I think if it happens next season, then questions need to be asked.
Well, it's good because it's only a year deal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
and
rubbish.
he said it wasn't going to happen this year, and it happened again.
He did say that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what James didn't Doug say it wouldn't happen this season? That's exactly what Miles just said, James. Yep. The kit not being available before the season starts. West Sky Blue, do you think we should follow Luton and keep home shirts for 2 seasons? Well, the rate it's going, we'll be keeping the away one for 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should go back to 2 seasons.
What a great idea! I mean, Luton, who just come down from the Premier League, they got all that parachute money, and they've decided to, keep the same shirts, which is great for the fans, isn't it?
Neil, explain this to me why they've done it. Now, I've got to try and remember this. It's all to do with efficiency of a business. So, if they are having new shirts every year and it's coming from a factory that is churning out all these shirts, if they only have it every 2 years, then the club's efficiency levels are lower. So they're green, the green levels for being eco-friendly and all that. So because they're only making every 2 years, the factory, what they're doing for the club helps the club out with their green efficiency targets for a business. So each business has a green efficiency target. I think I'm right, and I cannot tell me if I'm wrong. He was telling me, and that's why they're doing it every 2 years. So it's clever business, really, in a way, for the club. So it shows that they're being more eco-friendly as a club. There you go.
Well, there you go. Well, it's a good idea, brilliant idea. I think it's, I think it saves a lot of money for the fans as well.
Pay less tax, being green efficient, basically.
There you go. See, I didn't read that comment. I can't see the comments tonight because I've got you all on full screen.
Oh, how's it look?
You look awful. You look like Casper. I told you haven't even been out in the sun.
So, Shall we put Saturday away now? It's
How
stuck
about
in the.
Bristol City? Bristol City
Exactly.
on Tuesday night. We're
I've got
travelling.
a drawer. I've shoved it in the drawer in there. It's gone. Done. Dusted.
Do you
Right,
think do you think he'll make any changes?
Yes.
How many? A lot? Wholesale or?
Oh, good question. I think Wright will start. I think Asante will start. Palmer will start. Eccles will start. Keeper will probably change. Kitchen will come in. Binks will come out. I think he'll keep Thomas in the team actually. The fullback De Silva will start, and that's I think MVE will start. Who would play instead of Milan? Burrows if he's still in.
Latibodier.
Latibodier.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of them that were on the bench will start then.
Well, that's what he's done in recent years, hasn't he? I'm
still they be good enough.
We're so strong in so many positions. We have got natural replacements in most positions, so they've got to get a game. They've got to get their chance. I think the big question is are we taking the competition seriously? I think it's more important to give players a chance, almost like an extension to the friendlies, because Bristol City away, it's going to be a tough game. Don't want it taking too much out of the players. I think having a cup run proved last season it's not wholly beneficial. So let's make a few changes tomorrow.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll make wholesale changes.
Yeah.
Whether it'll be strong enough to beat Bristol City, I don't know. I
think Ben Wilson will start. He's got to get a game. I think Brad Collins is out the picture. I think I do believe. That's what I believe. Kitchen definitely. Latibodier definitely. Palmer will play. Maybe Tavares will play. So you are going to see a few changes. I think Allen will be rested, and you're probably still going to get Torp playing. I think because Torp, I think, needs some minutes in his legs, doesn't he? I think he needs some game time, like you said earlier, Lee. So I think Torp will play. And if Ben Sheaf's on the verge of coming back, he'll probably be on the bench and try and get a few minutes into his legs. Because Robin said he ain't far away. So I think you're going to see that as a big change. Eccles will probably play. And then you'll have a few under 21s on the bench. Under 23s as they are now. Why did they change? I don't know. But yeah, I think that's how you're going to see it. Look, if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. It's one of them, isn't it? I don't think it really matters this competition.
No, and it's not quite like Wimbledon last year. I feel losing to Wimbledon was a little bit embarrassing. There's no shame in losing to Bristol City if we go out having put in a performance, maybe got some minutes in players' legs that are going to come in on Friday.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've really got to focus on the Friday, haven't you?
Yeah.
And if you get a few more minutes into some of the legs that haven't played much pre-season, happy days. And it's going to be a nice pitch in it. It's going to be a good pitch down there. They look after it, even though they play rugby on it. They still look after the pitch. And I'd like to see how many fans are going to turn up because.
Well, I was going to say this because didn't we get 30 points for tickets?
Yeah.
But not necessarily doesn't mean say people who bought tickets are going to go, do they?
No, exactly.
So interesting to see how many actually travel.
Yeah. Going on to that, I think the club really. I think you're better off getting those sort of points for a league game midweek, travelling that far to a cup game, especially with cheap tickets. And like Lee and you went to Germany, I think you should have got points for going to bloody Germany.
Well, that would have been better, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, ridiculous in my opinion. 30 points for going to a Tuesday night in Bristol, but there was no points on offer for Everton, for Werder Bremen, for Germany. I don't understand 30 points. And when it was so cheap for a ticket, I almost regret not buying one and just buying the points, which I imagine a lot of people have done.
Yes.
Which is what we're saying. I wonder how many are going to turn up because there are some people that have done that.
And all that matters have sold 3,000 tickets. That's all they're caring about.
Yeah.
They've got the money. They've got the money in for the tickets, haven't they?
Even at £10, they're not going to sell those tickets if there's no points available.
No.
As simple as that.
No.
It's 30 points is nuts, really.
Mad, isn't it, really? Very generous.
They should give 30, 40 points for a terrible midweek away game in the league, shouldn't you? Not 10 points like they do.
Like if you're going down like to Plymouth or something on a Tuesday night. Something like that. That's where you should get the points.
On a bloody Tuesday night, or Middlesbrough, or Sunderland.
Yeah.
They're the sort of games that need to get the points, not these cup games at 10 quid, because a lot of fans, 10 quid to buy 30 points, happy days, isn't it? 10 quid.
I don't know who makes these decisions, whether it's a ticket office or whether the hierarchy. Do they sit around the table and say, well, I don't know how they've come up with 30 points. I'd love to know. I
know, but the way it's gone tonight, we could really put the world to rights, couldn't we? The club shop with the kit, the team for Saturday. Now the 30, the shop, the quantity of the stuff in the shop. Anything else we want to do? Oh, stewards.
At this rate, we're not going to get in the ground. We're not going to be allowed in.
I can't wait to compare this week's show to next Sunday when we've got a win on Tuesday, a win on Friday, and we're all going to win the league again.
Well, exactly. I mean, we did lose the first game of the season last year, if you remember, at Leicester, even though we did play a lot better. So,
but it's, a lot of the time for me, I know the result's very important, but it's performance that's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
If we'd have lost yesterday 1-0 and it was really close, we had loads of chances, you'd be saying, oh, so frustrating because we were unlucky. But that's the difference, I think, for me anyway. I've just stopped talking about it, Lee. You just brought it up again then. I've just let it go.
Now, Oxford started well. They got a good 3 point. If we lose to Oxford, is that an absolute disaster start, do you think?
Yeah.
If we lose to Bristol, if we lose our first 3 games of the season,
that could possibly happen.
Yeah, lose into your first home game as well. Bad.
Especially against Oxford, who are the favourites to go straight back down.
And especially when we absolutely annihilated them in the cup as well.
Mm.
So,
I'm not too worried about Tuesday, but Friday's massive for me.
Yeah, Friday we've got to be winning that by about 3 or 4 goals.
Yeah, they've got to put a statement out Friday, haven't they?
Not 1-0. We've got to go out and just annihilate them. You've got to go out and annihilate them. You got to prove. You got to show everyone. Right, this is it. Now we mean business.
Yeah,
especially it's on Sky TV as well. It's live as well. So
to be honest, I think if we'd have gone to Oxford yesterday, we'd have lost 2-0 as well.
Probably.
I think whoever went to Oxford yesterday was going to lose. I think it's just one of those games where, it's a bit like Plymouth last season, wasn't it? When they started the season with that win straight away, you just know you don't want to go there first game of the season. It's just one of those games. I think where it's a tricky one, that is. So Wayne says, treat Tuesday like a friendly, get others involved, minutes in their legs, not interested in the cup. It's all about the league for me.
Yeah.
Wado, I've seen on X today that Shifo is going to be out for the rest of August.
There you go.
Ken Tomo read an article today. Sheaf not on the grass yet. Early reports were given false hopes. Mark Harrington also. Another 3 or 4 weeks, according to MR. He's not back on the grass yet.
Wow.
Yeah. Lee Dan reckons we should have the 87 shirt as our kit.
Back to the stripes.
West Sky Blue. I've got 2 tickets and not going. One adult, one child. If anyone wants them, well, depends what the adult and the child are like. Actually, or you're on about the tickets. I'm not taking any more into the house. I've got plenty living here as it is. Keith Ray, my son and lady friend will be in Bristol. They are. Yeah, Stuart and his lady friend are travelling from Canada. And I'll be meeting them in the car park in Sainsbury's down at Bristol to hand over the ticket.
I was about to say you're going to meet them in a nice restaurant somewhere. Or
Sainsbury's car park with a meal deal. And Stuart and Keith are in Canada, and they've both bought season tickets this season, which is incredible. Keith's first game is November, I think. So for his birthday. Someone should not get points until the barcode is scanned. So I wonder if there's a way of doing it. It's difficult, isn't it? It's
I believe there's not with away grounds, but it has been suggested a lot of times, I think.
I'll tell you what, I like the fact Stoke had people inside the turnstiles doing the tickets, though.
Yeah, very rarely you see that these days, isn't it?
That was efficient. Got in quick once you actually got to the turnstile. So we got Ian Courts. Should we concentrate on the league stuff, the cups on the league stuff, not the cups this season? Colin wants to know how many points we've got. Well, I'm in the 1400s.
How many points we've got?
Yeah.
Or Cov have got?
No, tickets. On your tickets.
Oh, right.
How many points?
Yeah, well, you're in the 2000s, right? Yeah?
How many you got?
I'm 14 something now.
How many you got, Lee?
Just over 1,000. One third might even just be pushing 1,100.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm probably about 15, 1,600, something like that.
Oh, yeah, because you keep forgetting to buy your tickets.
I do keep forgetting to buy my tickets, yes.
He knows that I log on every week to buy my ticket, and he never tells me to get him a ticket.
I forget completely. I think to myself, right, I've got to stop the car at like 9:30 and get ready for 10 o'clock. And I forget, I'm driving down the motorway, and then it's 11 o'clock. I think, oh, shit, the tickets.
There's some good comments.
I don't know how you get on. I know.
Dave Swan says if the ticket snare's not used, they should take away the points. Lee Dunn says, well, play the youngsters, we need to concentrate on the league. But this is a very good one. They should send the e-tickets out on the day to stop the ticket situation. Now I know.
Yeah.
How many hours before the England ticket? I know my Italy-Argentina was like less than 20. It was about 36 hours before the game, just in case you wanted to swap it. Is it the same with England games?
Yeah, England games a bit different. You get it on an app now, but they activate a barcode just before the game, and you can't swap it on a ticketing account. I think the problem with that, well, look, if someone's buying it off you, you just send it to them, whenever you get it. Look, whenever they do something, there's a way around it. But I agree. And England away tickets, you have to actually collect from the country where they're playing a game. So there's always a way around something. It's hard. I do feel sorry for the club on it.
I mean, what they should do, if somebody does sell their tickets, they go, oh, I'm not going, I just wanted the points. If I bought my ticket. If I wasn't to go and give it to you, I think then you should be able to take my ticket to the club and say, he's not going, I'm going, transfer the points to me. End of.
Yeah.
If you want to do that. I can't. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? At the end of the day, I'm not going. No. I am going Tuesday, but you know what I mean? If I was to do that.
That could work. That'd probably be a good idea. But whether
also, when's the ticket exchange thing going to be announced? That's another thing as well.
That's in progress at the moment.
Then we got a game on Friday.
What's up with him now?
Here we go. The ticket
is in progress.
It's true, though, isn't it? We got a game Friday. They've yet to announce how people can swap their tickets.
Why? Do you want to swap your ticket?
No, I've not got a child with me. It's 23. But they haven't said anything. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. I'm sorry. It's rubbish.
Yeah, communication's been very poor this season. It's about everything.
We're going to get 25,000 plus for every home game this season. Come on, Sky Blues. We're going up. Oh, if lovely it would be, wouldn't it? Colin, it's a competition here. I've got 1670. There you go.
Oh, that's good. You'll get most tickets with that amount then.
And this is from Lee Dan. The first few games of any season of picking up fitness will come strong. Well, hopefully we'll do. I think on Tuesday it's a lottery, isn't it? Because you don't know what Bristol City are going to put out. And it's one of those. If you win it, it's okay. If you lose it, it'll be used as a rod, won't it, to have a dig at Mark Robbins again, basically.
They drew their first game, didn't they, Bristol?
Yeah, I'm saying if we win it, no one really cares. Oh well, it's a Carabao Cup. If you lose it, it's the end of the world for some people, isn't it? And they will use it as like another reason to have a go at somebody. So I think it's until you get to about I don't know, the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, no one takes it seriously, do they? Really?
Now, going on the point system, have you had your points added yet?
From last season?
No, for Bristol.
Yes.
You have? Okay. It's all right. Just asking.
Well, have you had yours added?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, that's good.
Right, Claudio.
Yeah.
Claudio.
Oh, hold on a minute. There's another comment there.
Go on then.
Alison Berry, more worrying, Claudia, is getting our season tickets in time. See, I'm not having a little rant for no reason.
Well, they haven't turned up at all yet.
You're not had your season ticket.
This is Alison.
Alison, you need to get onto the club tomorrow, my lovely. I wouldn't be having that. We're putting the world to rights tonight, guys, so come on.
Well, I only got mine 2 days ago, I think. They have been slow, but...
Oh, does that mean? Do you reckon our tickets have been put onto our existing season tickets yet? And we're going to turn up and not be able to get in?
Can you imagine that?
That's another matter.
Oh. They won't let me in with the microphones. If I can't get in with my season ticket, it'll be up there.
Right. You put it down your trousers.
Seriously, right?
Put your microphone down your trouser. They'll think you'd be like that French long jump pole vaulter who knocked the top of the... Did you see that? He did the pole vault.
I haven't watched any Olympics. Is it still on?
It's just finishing, but he did the pole vault and he went over and he hit the bar with his nether pieces and knocked the bar off.
Claudio, you got this, haven't you?
What have I got? Oh, yeah.
106 years.
106 years of Highfield Road. That's out currently on the Sky Blue History podcast with Jim Brown.
You doing one this week?
Yeah, we are covering, so I've been told, Ian Wallace and Mick Ferguson.
Oh, what a great year that was.
Batman and Robin.
Talk about little man, small man, little man, big man.
Yeah.
And just to give everyone an update, the last two shows, so Thursday and this show, will be going live on Spotify tomorrow. So whoever wanted to listen, we got asked the other day, so they're going to be going live.
Yeah, I got asked as well by a couple of people about Spotify.
Yeah, they will be going live. And also, because there's so many people watching tonight, come on, someone must know where this man is. Someone has to know where this man is. We've got to find him. We have to find this man. He is still at large, and do you know what? I'm surprised how many people are still driving like loons in built-up areas. We were coming back from Stratford today, and there was this car just driving like an absolute loon through our village, through our little village here, Ken. You know, on the main road.
I know exactly what you mean, mate. Yeah, I see it every day.
The main road, someone in a Golf GTI driving about 80 mile an hour up the little road here. Unbelievable. So come on, someone out there. Come on. We've got to find this guy. We have to find this guy. He's got to be found. Got to be.
Yeah. Sooner the better.
I've got some more comments there, Miles.
Go on.
Dave Brannigan, I don't care if we win or lose Tuesday. For me, it's just more games we don't need. Colin Bramfield, a lot of people have not had theirs. Hope they reactivate mine. Keith Ray, don't forget, we can't be there. They can go to a worthy cause. Yeah, cause. Yeah. And about his season tickets, he's got his, and he's in Canada.
Wow.
They came to my house, so that's why. So Alison Berry's not had a season ticket yet.
Alison, the club do watch the channel, so hopefully they're listening and they'll get back to you. But please message them tomorrow. Please message them.
Wayne Littlewood, spot on about the club tonight, Claudio Cardellino, full name. Some of the commercials are a real mess. I'm only voicing what I've seen people saying socials as well. So it's, I think there's a lot of people thinking the same. They don't say it because they get shouted down, don't they? Paul Cutterford, we are told everything is going to change, but behind the scenes it's still a shambles. Mark Carrington, dear Deirdre, renamed Dear Claudio.
You can have your own little section, dear Claudio, couldn't you?
I should read out listeners' complaints. We should do that. Viewers' complaints. Send them in. I'll read them out.
And we go to Claudio's corner every episode. You can read it.
Ryan players. Who do you guys want to be England new manager if they're offered it?
No, it's interesting. We all know Lee Carsley quite well because he played for Cov, didn't he? And he was a fantastic player for us. But is he the correct man for the job?
Let's ask the man. Lee, yes.
Look, I don't think it's an appointment that's exciting anyone. What the appointment is the FA following the last procedure of a manager stepping up from under-21s and a manager that was very successful at under-21s level as well. Giving him a chance. He's only interim manager. I imagine that means one of two things. If he does a good job and he wins a few Nation League games, I can't see him not getting the job. What I hope it means is that it's an interim for someone really exciting coming in, like Pep in a year's time. But I appreciate that means breaking the bank and maybe is a little unrealistic. Yeah.
Interesting. Claudia, were you surprised at the appointment or did you think that was going to happen?
No, same as Lee. Well, the thing is, if you look at like some of the other managers, like managed Italy, Germany, France and Spain, they're not massive names, a lot of them in recent years. You just need somebody who can deal with these players and is part of the setup. And who knows, Lee Carsley may be a great international manager. You know,
he was certainly a fantastic player for us, wasn't he? He was great for us.
And it's a different role to a club manager, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, I played against him in like a celebrity about 4 seasons ago, and he's. I mean, I'm not fit, but he is really fit. It's ridiculously fit. I used to see him running in Borsal Common because he's not far from here. But no, I think all the best to him. You know, it's a hell of a tough job. It's a great job, and it's a tough job, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Were you surprised, Miles, at the Lee Carsley appointment?
I don't know enough about it, to be honest. I watch England all the time. I love England. I'm English and all that, but for me, yeah, look, whoever gets it, and it will be. I think it will be someone who's a yes man. Say, do this, yes, no problem. Do this, yes, no problem. That's how I feel about it. I'm like Lee though. I think if there's only one man that could do it, I think he's Pep. But the FA can't afford him. No, they ain't going to be able to afford him, are they? You know what I mean? I mean, it would be absolutely ridiculous money to be able to afford Pep.
Well, he'd have to take a pay cut, wouldn't he? Not going to do that.
Right, he ain't going to do that, is he? But you know, at the end of the day, I think the whole England setup is a farce. To be honest, I really do. I just think it reminds me of what happened at Brazil when they had Nike. They were told what players to pick, and for me, it looks from the outside. For me, it looks the same.
Yeah,
it just looks the same. And the FA, I know Gareth did a fantastic job. He really did do a fantastic job. 2 finals at the Euros, consecutive Euro, semi-finals of a World Cup. You know, what more could you? Yeah, okay. More we could ask is that we had won one of those trophies, but we haven't. But in my lifetime of watching them, it's the most successful I've seen us. But just whoever gets it, I think it's a poison chalice. I do. A bit like Newcastle.
Isn't it weird that back in the 70s, Holland got to 2 World Cup finals, lost them both, and they were lauded as like this fantastic team who never won anything. And England, it's totally opposite, isn't it? It's like they've got 2 finals and classes it's like a failure by a lot of people. It's really weird.
Expectations, isn't it?
But it's like Lee knows. It's like you've got players like Phil Foden, who is just one of the most amazing footballers you could watch on TV. I've only ever been to 3 England games, and to be honest, I got a bit bored. It's a bit boring for me, and that's the truth. I'd rather watch it on the telly. But Phil Foden, for me, is some special player, and for some reason, I just don't get how we can go to tournaments taking injured players. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Yeah, when there's other defenders out there that could have just gone out there that's fit and probably gave it his all for a couple of games to give us that balance. And we always do it. We take injured players. Just forget. Just take players that are fit, and we're howling bent of taking players that are the top 4 teams, or top 6 teams. It's just some of the players that were sat on that bench. They probably could have turned that tournament into a winning team.
Could be a whole new show, that, Miles. We could speak for ages. But one thing that Lee Carsley's got going for him, he's won the under-20. He's won the under-21s championship. He's worked with these players. He, I'm sure, would have played the players you're talking about in the next, certainly in the Nations League, probably in the World Cup qualifiers. And he's won something, and it's exactly the same procedure that Spain have followed, that no one can argue hasn't been successful. So good luck to Lee Carsley is what I say, and an ex-Coventry manager. Massive thumbs up for me. It's certainly for an interim manager.
Absolutely, I wish him the best of luck. So hopefully he'll do a good job. I've got a few more comments before we wrap it up then, Claudia, yeah?
Yeah, so put Dave Brannigan's mind at rest. We're not getting season tickets, are we? As I was told, we were staying in the same seats and so on, and will be added to our old ones. Please tell me if I'm wrong. No, you're right. They are. If you're in the same seat, it's the same ticket. People are getting new ones because, like, Luca got a new one because he's went from under 21 to over 21 or something like that. So he's got a new ticket turned up, which we forgot totally about, that he was going to get a new one. And like kids' tickets, some kids' tickets have gone to junior tickets. They got new ones. This is the problem with some people. This is Keith Ray. Those podcasts are brilliant. Oh, cheers, Keith. Everyone should listen.
Yeah.
I've got to say that Jim Brown got a really nice email from Dave Brassington, who wrote a lot of stuff about Cov years back. And Jim Brown said he was one of the reasons why he got into doing all this history stuff. And he actually said it was the most riveting thing he's listened to this century. So I thought, I know. I mean, I couldn't believe that. Obviously talking about Jim and not me. But yeah, that's high praise. I thought I'll take that. Ryan plays Robinson. He'd take it. I think it'll be Howe. Well, possibly. Ryan thinks he's only temporary, and that he wants Klopp to do it.
Possibly.
West Sky Blue. This is a decent question. Is it right that we haven't won since Lawrence left?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to be that checking the results.
Yeah, it hasn't been great form, has it, Lee?
No.
He left just after the Wolves game, didn't he? So middle of March. Sure, since middle of March, mustn't we? I'm good. I can't believe we wouldn't be speaking about it if that's the truth. But
well, someone said we've won 1 in 10, so it's going to be close, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Colin Bramfield says, always had yes men in the England manager's job. Well, and David asks again, if you had a season ticket from last season and not changed anything, will you just get added to last season's? Yes, that's exactly right.
And I hope you haven't thrown it away, because I think you get charged if you need a replacement.
Yeah, there is a £15 charge, I believe, if you have lost your season ticket card. Miles, you were going to say something?
No. I can just imagine. I can just imagine David Flanagan running around the house.
Sorry, Lee, you're saying?
We beat Huddersfield the week after Lawrence left, but no, we haven't won since then.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
March the 29th, as far as I can see. Last time he left, I think Wolves was his last game. We beat Huddersfield the week after. Didn't win in April. Didn't win in May.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
So
we did, but we did
Total
put VAR.
2-1.
Yeah.
Leeds, yeah. So, Is this Lawrence in, Robbins out then? Is that what we're saying?
We've been leading Huddersfield since Lawrence left.
Well, that's a long time, really. See, that's what happened with the cup run. It distracted us all, didn't it? And we didn't even realise that.
No excuse.
Because we're all distracted with the FA Cup run. Anyway, talking of cup matches, that's our next game at Bristol City on Tuesday night. I'll be there. Claudia will be there. Miles, you coming?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Lee? You're not
Got work, I'm afraid.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll be listening in. Hopefully we can select a winning team, whichever team it's going to be, and set us up nicely for Friday night's game against Oxford, which is, I wouldn't say a must-win, but, we'd like to get off to I would say must win. Start for our first home game of the season. I don't like saying must win on our first home game of the season, but it's a game we should win, and so hopefully we will. But yeah, we've got, there's a long way to go. Got to remind everybody, we've only played one game. There's 45 games to go. What's the matter with you all? Live show Thursday, Miles?
Oh, yes, the Thursday live show, Spot the Ball, will be back. So that will be available this Thursday. And we should have a Oxford fan joining us to give us the insight into the three-sided stadium and their team with the up-and-coming game for Friday night. It won't be a live broadcast from the ground Friday because it's on Sky. So there won't be a live show from the ground because if it's on Sky, everyone watches Sky. But let's hope we get a win Tuesday night and get the season ticking over and get going. Yeah,
let's hope so. Let's set us up nicely for Friday if we get a win on Tuesday night against Bristol City. Thanks everybody thanks Lee for coming on as normal. Thank you very much indeed. Claudio, Brilliant. Thank you. And Miles, as normal, thank you very much as well. Miles will be back with a live show on Thursday night, obviously previewing the Oxford game on Friday night, which is an 8 o'clock kickoff, I believe, isn't it? It's live on Sky. So hopefully everybody will have their season tickets by then. But anyway, that's it. We've run out of time. Big Sky, play up Sky Blues, and we'll see you Thursday night for our next live show. Good night.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.